Good evening, good afternoon, good wherever you are in the world. I am Kalari Cuddles, and today is the launch of Midnight. And I'm going to start off this WoW Wednesday with a question for you, the lovely fan base, and for myself to answer as well in this lovely video. So, with the new expansion, there's always the question of what was your favorite expansion? And that's the question we're going to start off with today. My question to you on WoW Wednesday is what was your favorite expansion and what expansion did you not like? Like, what is the expansion you hated the most? So, which is the one you loved the most and which is the one you hated the most and why? Explain. I will start. First, let's go into the expansion I loved the most. And that would be the Burning Crusade. The Burning Crusade was my first expansion that I really enjoyed. But I did play quite a few of them, so I could always pick something different. But the Burning Crusade stuck with me the most because the memories were attached with it. A lot of people who are like legacy WoW players who've been playing since like the old days, a lot of them have stories that really connect them to the different expansions, and that to me was the Burning Crusade. Now, I played in vanilla, but in vanilla, I had no idea what I was doing. I literally was like, oh god, an orc is killing me. Who is that? What is that? Why did I aggro 20 of these? What is going on? I had no idea what I was doing. So because of that, I was not able to really enjoy the game like everyone else was enjoying the game. Plus, I was really playing by myself a lot. Yes, I did join WoW with my brother, but he wanted to play the Undead. I went to Undercity. I was like... And then I swapped to Alliance, so I was really by myself because all my friends were playing Horde in high school, and I didn't have anyone to play with. So it was really, I don't want to say boring, but it was boring. Now, here comes the Burning Crusade. And that is where I really got to meet a lot of really good friends, people that I connected with and had a lot of my stories. And like, the world was like insane. Like, don't get me wrong, like the vanilla world was amazing too, but it felt like so exotic and foreign. You had like Marsh, which is my favorite zone of the expansion, with the mushrooms scaling up to the ceiling, wondering what's going up there with those fun guys. Or Nagrand with the floating islands and the water crescendoing down to the orcs down below. Or, surprisingly enough, even though I hate Blood's Edge Mountain with all the spikes everywhere, and, you know, Hellfire Peninsula. Like, everyone who played back then has a story about the Fell Reaver stomping them to death. Like, all those, everything about that, like, all of that gives me such nostalgia, and it's just like, it was the expansion that was for me. And it was also the expansion that I really got into like raiding and PvP, and that's where I met a lot of really good friends that I'm still friends with today. And it's just like, looking back, like those memories, playing that game, working hard to like beat the raid or, you know, crush the horde in PvP, like all of that was like so like monumental in like gaming for me, which is why the Burning Crusade is my favorite expansion. Now, the expansion I disliked the most was Shadowlands. Now, I'm going to preface, I loved the world of Shadowlands, like the world building, like Bastion was beautiful. Like, oh my gosh, the aesthetic was so visually pleasing. Ardenweald was stunning. Revendreth was like European Gothic, which, you know, I'm from Germany. I love European Gothic infrastructures. Now, Maldraxxus, we ain't gonna talk about that. That literally looks like scabies reinvented. But all the zones were like so like aesthetically pleasing. I really did like Shadowlands from an aesthetic standpoint. Now, from a gameplay standpoint, not so great. Now, I do try to give two benefits of the doubt to Blizzard. I am aware that, yes, number one, they were getting sued for their bad behaviors, which you shouldn't have been doing, Blizzard. You shouldn't have been doing that. So they were pulled away from, I guess, doing their developments or whatever they planned because they had an investigation going on and they had to like take away from that. And then number two, it was during COVID, and they did set up a lot of their systems to be hella grindy because we were all at home. We couldn't leave. They had to make it like where you just didn't beat it like this and then you F off to another game. So they had to make it like hella grindy. But like when the restrictions were left and everyone was able to go back outside and see the sun again and touch grass, they didn't change that mechanic. So it became a chore just to do World of Warcraft. And when you make a game become a chore, it's no longer fun and you just don't really want to do it. There's no motivation. The reward wasn't great enough. You were punished if you changed your covenant. You were punished, like then you have to start all over. Like there was a lot of really bad choices with the systems in place at the time that just made the game suck. And then you had the content drought. We were waiting so long in between expansions, or, well, not expansions, between patches. And when we got something, it was like something you could do in like that. And it's just like, okay, we waited like 12 months for some bullshit that you can do in like 2 minutes, Blizzard. What the fuck? So, like, Shadowlands, I think, had great, like, intentions, but they just weren't executed correctly. And then my biggest problem, because my favorite thing about World of Warcraft, I love the lore. I love learning about the zones, reading the quest, finding out, like, the story and stuff like that. The Shadowlands story, it didn't feel like Warcraft. It felt like Warcraft went through a portal and came into a different game. I think that was my biggest problem with it too. There was such a disconnect from the story. I didn't feel like this was Azeroth's problem. I think maybe if they had like the sky open up and these people were raining down into Azeroth causing massive issues, kind of like they did with the pre-patch, maybe there would have been some more love there, but there was complete disconnect. Like we went to up there to the Shadowlands, to the land of the dead. We helped them with their problems, and then we fucked off and left at the end of the expansion. And it's just like, okay, what did that have to do with Azeroth? Like, sure, the characters were involved. Like you had like Jaina and Anduin and Sylvanas and all that stuff, but it's like, yeah, no, wasn't great. And on top, my number one critique about why I didn't like Shadowlands, you had a missed opportunity, Blizzard. Missed opportunity. You could have had Mr. Raise Your Eyes to the Sky, Dalaran in Oribos, and you didn't deliver. And that is my favorite expansion and my least favorite expansion. Now it's your turn to comment down below what your favorite expansion is in World of Warcraft and what your least favorite expansion in World of Warcraft, and explain why. I'm curious to know why you liked what you like and why you hated what you hate. So I look forward to reading your responses and commenting to them myself as well. And as always, if you like what you saw here, make sure you hit the little subscribe button so you can see more of my lovely content. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you know when I make new content, as we have something for WoW every Wednesday. And also make sure you hit the thumbs up and of course comment down below, because how am I supposed to conversate with you on what you like expansion wise, what you hate expansion wise, if you don't comment down below? And as always, if you trickle down into the about section, you'll see my other social medias, as I don't just create content on YouTube. I am also a Twitch streamer where you can catch me live when I stream World of Warcraft or other games or art. I'm also on TikTok. A lot of the stuff that is on this channel is over on TikTok, but it's mostly the shorts. There is some content that is just exclusive to TikTok and questions that I do over there. So make sure you do all of that. I'll see you next week for another WoW Wednesday. Stay cuddly, my friends.